Trailblazing
Hey.
Leaders. It's Friday. Happy Friday to you. It's Feature Friday, and I am so excited. You can see next to me, I have Stephanie Smart, who is such an amazing Trailblazing leader. She's a badass leader. She is our soul song minister. And I brought her on here today because, well, she's done a little bit of healing around my knee as well, which is getting better, by the way. And
Hey.
yeah, I know, right? And
Yeah.
so I'm excited because Stephanie is such an awesome participant in so many groups, and she's got a lot to give, a lot to offer. Your business is elevating as well right now, I understand, Stephanie. So do me a
Yeah.
favor, take it away, tell us all about you and what makes you a trailblazing leader.
Oh my goodness, what a great introduction. Thank you. So I do a variety of different work, right? I bring in a bunch of different modalities, healing practices, energy work, business. But really, my goal is about identifying people's soul song. What's that core of them? So many people go out looking for the material, go out looking for what's out there. And if we can go inside and find that core of who we are and then go from there outward, that's where the music happens and the magic happens. It's fantastic. And I get all happy and excited about it.
Well, I want to acknowledge we have Carmen on today. Brittany's here. Hey, hello, ladies.
Hey, hi.
I'm wondering if they came on for some of the birthday celebration too. You told
Maybe,
me.
and Amethyst is there too. Hey.
Oh, is Amethyst? Oh, there's Amethyst
Yeah.
popping up. Everybody's popping up. Hello, welcome. Tell us, you've got some surprises for us today, do you not? It's a special day.
I do. I do. Tomorrow is my birthday. We're going to do some giveaways at the end of the broadcast. Absolutely.
You get a gift, and you get a gift, and you get a gift.
That's the idea. Because, the Dragon Queen has to give out gifts.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
And that actually is all about our business, right? I'm all about becoming an everyday change maker and bringing light in the world. And we do that by giving and shining the light. And so it's my birthday, but I have to give too.
Well, I think for a lot of us who are heart-centered entrepreneurs, the joy is in the giving, is it not?
Yeah. So true.
All right. So I always love the story. I think that our lives are all about the story, which is, of course, why I'm on here interviewing, right? That's why I do what I do. So I think right now would be a great opportunity for you to tell us, how did you get here? How did you, you weren't just like born and you know what, I'm like the dragon healer, the soul song sister, so how did give us like the quick and dirty version of how you became the badass that you are.
Oh my goodness. So first I want to say thank you to everybody who's popping up with birthday wishes. So I became the badass that I am because I've had a long journey, just like all of us who get into our businesses. So I've had, I'm a recovering alcoholic, drug addict. I've had kids who have been lots of special needs, and I had my own health challenges, and it all kind of came together where I realized that I needed to be doing alternative health stuff. And so I've been involved in that in over 30 years. And I just started feeling like, there's a story from when I was in my early 20s and newly recovering, and I went to this class about shamanism, and I went in there and she started talking about listening to trees, and I was like, oh my God, I found my people. I'm not the only one. And that was the beginning of this path. And it's been almost 30 years, over 30 years at this point. And I've just expanded what I do from there and bringing all of that in.
That's a great story. Obviously not the beginning, but we have to go through what we have to go through to get where we are.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I also love to highlight some of the challenges that it takes to get here, because I think when so many people get started online, they don't know the type of tenacity and the real, difficulty you have to go through and the kind of strength you have to have from within. Can you talk a little bit about the kind of strength you had to have and where you found it when you needed it?
Yeah, so, I've been saying for a number of years that I wanted an online business, and I've done a lot of different things. I've done a lot of different classes. And what made the difference for me is really connecting with the group of people that I'm with now, because all of a sudden I'm like, okay, I've got peeps. I've got people who are doing it the same. And I had this eye-opening experience probably in the fall where I came home from a real life networking event, and I was like, they're not my peeps.
Mm.
I'm in this alone. And it wasn't just the work that I was doing. It wasn't just the online business, but it was the level of people showing up and being open to expansion and being open to up leveling and showing up to do that next bit of work and saying what the hard parts are and also saying what the glorious parts are and really doing that piece, because what I found was too many people were sitting at their comfort level, and I needed to be around people who were willing and to show up and be honest and be authentic about their progress.
And stretch. The stretch is,
Yes.
I think, the hardest part. It's so easy for everyone to stay comfortable where they are and just be like, I'm good. I'm good. I'm making what I make and I'm happy, and somebody else can take all the risk, and I can sit over here and just, go on vacations and have my weekends how I want them. And I don't even remember at this point what that actually, I am going on vacation, but vacation to me means I'm only focusing on one aspect of my business instead of two. It's like, yay, I'm doing one job instead of two for the week. So, it's so funny that we go through so much. And I want to just acknowledge that Amethyst is saying real life networking can be so hard. Like, where are my peeps, dude? How many places have you gone where you go? And it's like, I've been in a group that was like 20,000 members, and not one person in there seemed to be my people. And I'm going, am I that odd? I mean, I know I'm odd, right? I know I'm
Right.
like a square peg. I get it. I am totally square peg.
Round.
But I was like, I mean, I knew I never fit in the mainstream, but I thought, out of 20,000 people, there's got to be a couple of my peeps in there, right? Or maybe they had already given up and said, you know what, my people aren't in here. But isn't that also such an indicator of why we need to show up as ourselves? How was that for you? Because I'm guessing you weren't always the amazing queen wearing a crown, the dragon healer. Like, I'm sure that took some growth for you too. Can you talk a little bit about owning that part of your personality?
Yeah, it took a lot of growth, and actually, my theme word for this year is visibility. So I'm still in that growth process, and then there's a piece for me that's about it is about showing up, but it's about being willing to say, you know what, this really sucks. And I'm sitting over here doing the same things and I'm not getting any results. Or I'm sitting over here feeling like, I'm just not, I'm batting my head against the wall. And there's times where that happens to me. And I think that we find this, all of us in our businesses, when we get ready for a new piece. And I had this big thing happen over the summer where I've always been in a traditional environment where I have a brick and mortar office. And before my 12-year-old was born, I had a large 800 square foot acupuncture clinic, full raw herbal pharmacy, like the whole deal. And I've just been in the process over 12 years of transitioning from that. And this summer, I needed to sign a new lease for office space. And I sat in the corner and I was like, if I have to sign a lease, I'm going to sit here and cry. And that for me was really eye-opening. And that wasn't the end of it, because then I needed to have the courage to go to my wife and say, this is where my passion is. I want to be online. I want to be helping more people. I want to be doing online classes. I want to be writing. I want to be talking about these things. I don't want to be putting my hands on people, because I can do so much long distance and energetic and in person. And I needed to have that expansion. And it wasn't, that was so hard, and just having my own private awareness about it, but then even going to her, it was like, I gotta just do it. And we get there in our businesses all the time. It's like, what place are we going to get to when we're going to up level? And I just did that this weekend. I hit that place in my desk where I was sitting here at my desk, and I'm crowded in because I've got all these piles next to me. And I'm like, I'm going to sit here and type on my computer, and that's that doesn't make space. And so where do we make the expansionness in our lives so that we can up level and we can go to that next piece? So not only is my desk clean, but my whole now office that I sit in is clean. And those of you who have been watching my live feeds now see a different background because I moved my desk. I moved my desk because I realized that it wasn't just that, but that I needed the openness and expansiveness of the windows behind me. Also, it's like, where do we energetically bring in that ability to let more in? And that is that process that happens.
That's a great look. It goes very well with your crown, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. And my new custom made vests too. Yes. Yes,
very
my son and I have
yeah.
and my dragon. Yes. It's all good.
Right. So Brittany said epiphanies and shit. She's hashtagging. Natalie said square pegs unite, which yes, we must. We must. Okay. Yeah. There's enough middle of the road, mainstream, what I like to call mediocre. It's like one of my favorite descriptions of it, because mediocre has never been for me. I've never been normal. I've never been mainstream. I always call myself outside the bell curve. And I think that is a real indicator of a leader, of any kind of leader, whether you're a trailblazing one or just a leader, right? Because there's two different kinds. You know, trailblazers are going where no one has gone before. You're blazing the path. How have you done that in your life, Stephanie, where you've been not just a leader, but courageous? I mean, everything you just said is pretty clear, but I like to give guests the opportunity to give their own description of it as well. So can you tell me how you would say in your life you've really blazed that trail?
Yeah, so there's a lot of pieces to it, and it's one, some of it is showing up and being willing to put my business aside when my 8-year-old needed me to be home intensively so that he could learn how to walk, and he has cerebral palsy, and so there was a component of where do you make that choice? And the trailblazing part for me about that is I didn't quit my business. I quit having a business outside. But I brought home what I did so that then he could then learn how to walk and learn how to have the coping skills. And I think that that's what we do, is we teach people how to be empowered. And then that's the true essence of being a trailblazing leader, is how do we empower others? How do we enlighten the path so that others can follow behind us and walk beside us? And there's the difference for me, is I think that too many leaders are all about who's coming behind me. And I want to be a trailblazing leader that recognizes who's walking beside me and how can we collaborate to go together. And I've had so many opportunities to do that. And I mean, being in the groups that I'm in right now, but also like I'm in a local mastermind too. And they're not my peeps in some ways, but they are in some others. And there's been a real learning experience for that. And just continuing to show up, because I'm not the one with the office space. I'm not the one doing the things they're doing, but there's a role that I have there, and honoring that I have a role in letting them see my progress. And I think that's part of also what makes us a trailblazing leader, is that we let others see where we're at so that they can see where that path is, so that they can follow along.
Yeah, being willing to be vulnerable is so huge as a leader. Mark says he loves the background. That's my husband, by the way.
Cool. Thank you. My whole office, I have 3 windows of this like that. It's great.
Samantha said, mic drop. Brittany loves it. So does Natalie. I missed the other comments, but I see Samantha, one of my favorite badasses, is online right now. So hello.
Oh, and I want to give a shout out to Samantha for moving her live stream so people could join us.
Did she move
it? You. She did.
I didn't catch it. She and I had a conversation, and she's like, "I thought you were on vacation." I said, "Not yet. You're trying to get me out of here."
Yeah.
But you know, that goes to the next point, which is always about the people you surround yourself with. I believe that good leaders surround themselves with other leaders. I am so blessed. I've got Samantha and Amethyst and Kathy, and I have you, and there's Brittany, who's like always trying to get on here. And I'm sure there are others who may be rising, and I haven't quite realized that they're actually part of my really tight inner network too. You know, we've got the Badassery Bash coming up in April, which you know I have to plug that. I'm so excited. April 7th through 10th. Badassery Bash, bit.ly/BB Florida. Gotta plug that, because a lot of us are coming together, and I have a feeling that the in-person stuff is going to be so much more. It's going to be off the charts. We talk about giveaways and prizes, and we need to leave room today so that you can do some giveaways. So we're going to cut this in just a minute, but tell me how instrumental it's been to have the right people around you, and maybe some of the difficulties you've gone through to get there.
Oh my goodness. You can't progress without the right people around you. I mean, that's the bottom line, right? You can sit here and try to do it all on your own, but there are points where you hit the walls or you hit the opportunity where you need to expand. And if you don't have the support around you, then you're not going to get there. And that's just bottom line. And so for me, the piece of having people around me is having people in my life that aren't necessarily my business peeps, but having people in my life who completely and totally support me. They are my allies no matter what I do. And that is it has just been fantastic because I know that I can fall flat on my face and they're going to still be there going rah, 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 great, do it again. And I've got those people who've been in my life for over 30 years, and that has been just phenomenal. And then bringing the online family in, right? Then we how do we bring that into the group, and all the interactions that are happening are where I'm at. And I just had this realization a couple weeks ago, and listening to sort of how do we move forward. And I hit a low spot, and this happens to me, right? Recognizing where are my trigger words, and I started talking about being struggling, which you pointed out to me. Thank you so much. And overwhelmed. And I realized that my business had become a chore. But if I didn't have those of you that I was talking with and being on mastermind calls with, I wouldn't have been able to hear those words for myself. And I would have let that then take me 6 months or a year down the road, and I would have gone, oh, I'm not having fun anymore. But instead, it's a week later, and I'm like, oh, I'm not having fun anymore. I need to wear my crown some more, right? So just that turnaround, and I don't have to sit there and wallow in the like, this is a chore. And I talk a lot with my clients, and is that our businesses need to nourish us as much as we nourish our clients. And if we're not having fun and having a business that lets us get up in the morning and feel like I get to go to work, I get to go talk to these people, then something's wrong. And we need to reevaluate that.
Yeah. So I want to, I mean, you're getting like hell yeses, fuck yeses.
I know. I'm seeing a little bit of comments.
Couldn't agree more. I know. We do see them popping up, but I appreciate you guys. I know Stephanie does. We always appreciate your comments on here. Sometimes they might move through quicker than we can actually see them. So we'll definitely respond to them afterwards if we don't get a chance here. Thank you guys so much for the support. I want to take a moment really quickly because I know you're going to get ready to do some of your giveaways. So yay, birthday party giveaways. But if anyone has any specific questions for Stephanie, please drop them in now, and we'll try to get them right now live. But if we can't, Stephanie will come back on, right, Steph? You'll come back on.
Oh, absolutely.
Right? All right, so Steph will come back on, and she'll answer them. So please feel free, even though we might be getting short on time now, because I've got a pretty hard cutoff at 12:30 today. We're still going to make sure that we get all your questions answered. And even if you're watching the replay, please drop your questions in the replay as well, because Stephanie is very active. I'm active. Everybody's going to make sure your questions get answered. Plus, it's not just us. Like we just said, it's about the group of people you surround yourself with. This group is full of ass-kicking badasses. And I could say ass like more times in one sentence, but I would have to give that premeditation. But all right. So if you have questions, okay. So Brittany says, what is your absolute favorite thing to do with a client?
Oh, my absolute favorite thing to do is to guide them through finding the notes of their soul song, which actually goes back to Amethyst's question, which was what was a soul song session look like? And I really help people dig in, and we get out these big pieces of paper, and I listen and I ask questions. And the whole idea is to find where your passions and your dreams are, and what are those things when you put your head down on the pillow at night and the house is now quiet, the kids are in bed, and you've got that moment. What is it that pops up in your head? Because those are the notes of our soul song. And what are the things that you grew up wishing you could be or wanting to do and you still do, right? And those things, like starting to identify those things and then helping people see that they can make a business out of that. And helping them develop income streams, it's just fantastic. It brings me so much joy. I've got somebody right now who just gave notice on their job because they're now out there doing their business, and she's so happy. And that's part of enlightening.
You were breaking up on my end. It might be me, but it could be me. It maybe not you. It's me. But can you just repeat that, what you said? What did she do?
She just quit her job. because she did my 8-week soul song business development class, and she quit her job, and now she's like getting to work, and what she does is teaches people gardening and home ec skills and sewing, and she's so happy. She made these vests for me. I'm like, yes.
Oh,
yeah.
Love the vest. Love it.
Love the vest.
One of your signatures.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So we'll do more questions. We'll do more questions, but I know you have giveaways, and like the giveaways are the most important thing, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Josie, I see Josie, you have a question. What would you suggest for someone that can't really afford a mastermind but is still looking for support? Let's get into the giveaways. And I don't know if it's possible for what you have planned for your giveaways to maybe weave some answers to some questions in there.
Sure, absolutely, of course. Always. Weaving is what I do. I got my annual spider bite this year, and instead of having it on my neck, it's now on my head. I thought, I'm up leveling.
Way to reframe.
I know. It was great. Every spring I get a spider bite because I talk about weaving in my business and how do we weave the notes of our soul song into our businesses. So it's a great thing.
I just learned something new today. Yay!
Yes. So lots of you know that I do soul song sessions, but I do stone readings as well. And I do a whole variety of different things. So one of the things I wanted to do for my birthday was give away a session. And give away a 30-minute session with me, and I'm just going to randomly. I've got 3 things I'm going to give away: 1 session and 2 either stones or some other fun thing that I'm going to think of. And I've picked a random number between 1 and 30, and there's 3 of them. So you guys can enter numbers in and go to town. And I'll pick me. Yeah. After Samantha's live stream, I will come back in and let people know. So it's a number between 1 and 30, and I'll do 1 session and 2 other giveaways that I haven't decided about yet. 1 person already got something.
Sweet. So, I love winners. Yay!
It's fun. It's fun. So what do I suggest if you can't afford a mastermind? The masterminds are $30, right? There's Level Up and there's Amethyst VIB, which are $30, $34 a month. And those are fantastic. And that so I have to fess up. You know, Amethyst was going to come forward and she was putting out her VIB in the fall. And I'm like, I really want to do this. Am I going to like come up with the money? You know, and I just, the day it ended, I bit the bullet. I think we've got winners for everything, so I think we're good.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm cracking up over here because I'm still dropping numbers in. We're trained.
I know, it's good.
We might be leaders, but we are trained. We're like, oh no, I'm going to go every number 1 through 30 along the list here because I'm going to win something.
Yeah. So I just have to say that I waited until the absolute last minute because I knew that it was going to be good, and I still, at the same time, it's like, can I afford this investment? And being in her group and I'm in Samantha and Kathy's group have changed my business.
Yeah, we're both in them.
We are.
You can't afford not to. I mean, that's the real answer.
You can't afford not to, right. And I have a group as well, right, that I do that's a carry-on from my business development course. Mm-hmm. And it's like, so what do we do from there? And so join those. They're only $30. Everybody has free groups. I have a free group where I talk about being an everyday change maker and creating a world of light. And the group is called Creating a World of Light because I want us to do.
You guys, are you looking at them? They're putting it on. You guys, the comments are hilarious. You've got to, if you're watching us now, you've got to go back and watch the replay to see what kind of energy is in this group. They're putting in like 9-digit, 10-digit numbers.
I know.
Prize that goes up to 30. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being on here today.
They're getting ready for Pi Day where they're going to start saying all the numbers of pi. So they're just starting to string those numbers together. Good job, you guys.
Yay. Way to be leaders ahead of the curve. So what else do you have going on giveaway-wise? Are we...
that was it. Those 3 sessions. Okay. 1 session and 2 other things. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
8675309. Your name's not Jenny. Oh my
gosh. Might be some wishing for names of Jenny. I don't know. I'm not sure who put that in. So
I don't even know. All right. The thing is, they have me cracking up so hard. I think I missed the other two questions that you put in. I'm like the worst interviewer ever. I'm going to have to go back and rewatch. This has been awesome, guys. Thank you so much for playing at such a high level with us. Stephanie, happy pre-birthday. I call it happy birthday Eve. We couldn't think of a person who deserves the most amazing year ahead. And I know that you're going to kick ass because you are such an awesome leader.
Well, thank you.
You know, and please feel free to look to the group for support. You're in amazing groups, Badass Bosses, Spiritual Badass, where, you know, we've got the groups, Amethysts, VIB, Inner Circle, which, I mean, I think they're closed right now. I think actually all these groups are closed. So when they open up, right, make sure you're in the groups. When they open up, you're going to want to get in there. In the meantime, though, we do have the Badassery Bash in April 7th through 10th, right here in Florida. So if you want to spread some love and some sunshine with the group of badasses, come with us. Feel free to wish Stephanie a happy birthday Eve, reach out, ask questions, and, you know, we'll be here in the group answering your questions. So if you're watching the replay, or even if you're live now, thank you very much, put your questions in and we'll get to them, we promise, okay? Anything else before we go, Stephanie? Any parting words that you want people to know?
You know, I want to give a plug for the bash too, because that was part of being, you know, recognizing the up level. And I'm coming to the bash because I realized I needed to go and do, yes, throwing hugs. Yes. So yeah, it's all good. And my group opens, next week sometime. I'll post something.
All right. Where can we find you? Where can we find you?
On the Dragon Mystic. I am the Dragon Mystic, which is my business page.
Okay.
So
and that's
the Dragon Mystic. Yep.
On Facebook, Dragon Mystic.
Facebook, yeah, or my website is thedragonmystic.com.
Right,
and I just worked on it today, so it actually has it on there.
Yay! Well, we're going to drop the link too. When you get off of here, drop the link so people know where to find you. And if anyone has questions, drop them in. Have a great birthday, by the way. Do you have
Thank you so much. I'm actually taking my 12-year-old to state math counts for the day, so I'm going to hang out while he does hard math problems.
Well, it should be not stressful for you anyway, right? A little relaxation time.
Yeah, thank you, Amethyst.
Yay, Amethyst, thank you. I'm going to pin that instead.
It's actually thedragonmystic.com.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll get that up there for you for sure.
I can't see Amethyst because I can't see all the comments. I got to go back through and look at the numbers.
Let's see. So that's not you then?
No, it's thedragonmystic.com.
All right, let's see if I think I just put the comment in there. Let's see if that comes up.
I'll fix it too when I get off.
All right, is that it?
There you go. Yep, that's me.
All right, we'll pin this one then.
Thank you.
Okay, there we go. Cool.
Yeah, cool.
Everyone can see it. Have a great weekend. Yeah. Have a happy birthday, and we look forward to seeing you in the group.
Yeah, thank you everybody for being on, and thanks for having me, Debbie.
Yep, my pleasure. Bye, everybody.
Bye.